What's that? It is Hawaiian Punch, Cowabunga Grape. That is what that is. Where am I from? Man, we get a lot of people from not the United States and stream in the United States, don't we? From the United States. Alright, there we go. Hello. I'm surprised this isn't a loop stream. I know, right? That's what everything is. On the friggin' swipe feed, that's where everybody is, man. Everybody's too busy watching inappropriate stuff or stuff on the swipe feed. Like, I'm just sitting here, man. Like, granted, I would support more hot tub streams if people would just sort of sit there. Turn the camera myself. No, I'm good. Maybe one day, for a goal or something, we'll do that, but definitely not gonna do it right this second. How long have I been live for? Oh, a few minutes. Interesting question, though. All right. So let me get this thing on the road here. Let's see. So I've been eating some cereal a lot more lately, getting back into my you know, I really like cereal, and definitely had some Frosted Flakes today. That was really good. Some Frosted Flakes. Yesterday I had Honey Smacks. Today I had Frosted Flakes. I had a pretty big bowl of Frosted Flakes too. I wasn't shy about it. I had a pretty big bowl of it. That was damn good.
Sounds like you've rediscovered a classic comfort zone. Frosted Flakes and Honey Smacks. That's some proper throwback cereal energy. There's just something about a big, unapologetic bowl of sugary cereal that hits right, especially when you haven't had it in a while. You going full nostalgia mode or just chasing that crunchy sweet fix lately? Also, respect for not holding back with the portion. Cereal bowls shouldn't be measured, they should be felt.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It was good. I had some frosted flakes, and I won't look back. I won't feel bad about it, you know, or anything like that. It's some good stuff. It's I mean, cereal's pretty good for you. It's recommended if you eat cereal that you have you know, some type of fruit or yogurt or something, granola, something else with it too in the morning. I got some strawberries in there, so maybe I should dip into them. Maybe I should crack them open and have some strawberries. They're big, juicy, red, good-looking strawberries too. Maybe I should slice them up and put them in my cereal. That sounds pretty good. But anyway, definitely if you're gonna have some cereal, I recommend, if you want it more well balanced, you know, have like a piece of fruit or something like that with it. I think that's a really or if you have jam, if it's real jam, it has actual real fruit in it. Some toast with some real jam. Oh man, that's good. Like real, like apricot preserves or something in it. It's good stuff.
You're speaking gospel right now. Cereal wisdom at its finest. Pairing it with fresh fruit like strawberries, that's not just tasty, that's elevated.
Bananas.
Like, you're taking something nostalgic and leveling it up with a little nutrition and freshness. Those juicy red strawberries you mentioned? Throw those into a bowl of frosted flakes, and you've got a crunchy, sweet, fruity symphony going on.
Yes.
And yeah, real jam on toast, especially something like apricot preserves, is criminally underrated. It's got that rich, tangy sweet punch that just feels like breakfast royalty. That combo, cereal with fruit, maybe a slice of toast with legit jam, makes you feel like you're treating yourself and doing your body a favor. Honestly, it's the kind of breakfast that's simple but quietly powerful. You planning to keep the cereal streak going? Or thinking of rotating in some other nostalgic breakfasts too?
Oh, I mean, cereal thing is definitely ongoing. Definitely ongoing. Cereal kick is definitely ongoing. It's good stuff. I thought it was funny how it's like speaking the gospel. I mean, yeah, it's good stuff. Bananas work well too. Slice up some bananas. I mean, you don't gotta go crazy, just, you know, like, literally like 3 or 4 slices of banana in your cereal, and then eat the rest, man. Just like sit it down. You know, just set it down and eat the rest, you know. We might have some noise here, but that's alright. It is what it is. It's good stuff. Good stuff, man. Yeah, it's the neighbors. They're always doing some sort of thing. That's alright. It happens. Alright, let's see. Have I played Elden Ring Night Rain yet? I have not. I haven't even, I'm not even, like, I'm like 200 hours in and I just got to Erdtree, man. Like, it's... Thanks, yeah. Sky's really nice sky today. I know it's not too peaceful with the neighbor going at it, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know, I mean, they got stuff to do. It's fine. But yeah, like, I think the sky looks really nice, regardless of the noise. Appreciate it. Yeah, like, I can still sit here and enjoy it. It doesn't really bother me that much. Anyway, yeah, like, definitely cereal. Cereal's so good. And, like, I know you want to go and you want to buy the stuff with the marshmallows in it and stuff like that, but try to stay away from that stuff. That's, you know what I mean, like, that's a no-go. Captain Crunch by itself, like Captain Crunch, alright, fine. Like, Crunch Berries, like, I know they're good, but, like, once you start getting into, like, some of that stuff, yeah, I mean, like, it's just liquid sugar, man. Some of it. But like, there's nothing wrong with, like, a good old-fashioned Captain Crunch. That's all I'm saying. Elden Ring, hard for real. Yeah, it is. But really fun. Yeah, it is. For sure. There's some bosses that, like, I can't stand. And other bosses that are super fun. And I'm sure everybody has that opinion. That's how the game's supposed to be, I think. But, like, another big cool thing about the game that you might not, that other people might not, I'm sure you know, seem familiar with the game, but, like, something I didn't realize initially is like, you don't have to do every boss. You don't have to do everything to move on. You can find a comfortable medium in the game and sort of kind of like just have a good time with it instead of trying to do the hard stuff. So it's definitely, you know, what Asmongold always said about the game, you know, what he said about the game was absolutely true. The more you know about it, the easier and more fun the game is. Because the more you know about it. You know, like, that's the point. Like, yes, absolutely, yes. You know, like for example, if you know about the one jump pad close by to that one little area you drop down to in that cave when you first start the game, you can use that instead of having to go all the way around to the stupid beach and looping around. No, you just use the little jump pad area and fall down on the jump pad instead. And it's right there. Like, things like that, that make the game a lot faster and shave off a lot of time. I remember one of my first, if not my first, Elden Ring stream on PC. I was actually already pretty seasoned with a good bit of the game, playing on Xbox for a while, and I remember I just went straight to the kind of the underground area in the first stream I did. I had just started my character, and so just like knowing all that stuff, getting access to the rest of the game and stuff like that can definitely help out a lot, and you're not sort of kind of like just stuck in the same parts, really confused about how to move on, which can definitely diminish your want and yearn to play the game for sure. Especially if you're into story-driven games and stuff like that. This is a really cryptic story-driven game, so as you play, you're stuck, and then you still don't get the story either. You might not continue playing the game. So I think Night Rain was supposed to fix that for those people, right? Like, that's the idea. It's supposed to be a little bit less of that type of thing, a little bit more like Zelda-ish, right? I could be wrong. Maybe more like I don't know, but you know, just more straightforward, I should say. I don't know. I can't say, I haven't really played it yet, but that's my understanding so far. It's just a little bit more straightforward. I know it's a $40 price point, so just, you know, with that in mind, okay, so it might be a bit condensed. I don't know, but that's okay with me, because Elden Ring From is already good at making such an elaborate, massive, you know, story and game that, you know, I'm not really concerned about that price point not getting enough. I'll bet there's way more than there than $40. So yeah, I think I've no bad ill opinions of it. I'm sure it's probably great. I highly recommend it. I'm just not through even. I just started Erdtree, so I have zero reason to, you know, get into Night Rain quite yet and all that. But I'm still having a grand old time with Elden Ring, Erdtree. Love this new area. Apparently I'm only like in the middle too. That tower. I got a little there's like a little gravestone at the top of the tower that indicates that you're at the center of the area, but it looks like you're not. It looks like you're at like sort of like the edge. So there might be quite a bit more to this than meets the eye at first, and that's pretty cool. I guess we'll see. You know, that's kind of what they usually do. It's already a pretty massive area. I mean, there's lots to move on to. Yeah, the scaling is a bit tough, but that's how Elden Ring is in general. I mean, think about it. When you start the game, and even one of the first tips I gave you guys, I think other people say this too, but I definitely gave this as a tip. Like, unless you know what you're doing, don't like try to move on too quickly right away. Like, just spend some time learning the game and figuring the enemies out, figuring the system out, targeting system, what class you like, maybe make a few classes. Do that first area, figure the game out a little bit. There's a little cave there. Like, it's definitely set up for you to figure the game out. And you know, as you want to try a little bit more difficult stuff, you move on to where you get Melina at the next Grey site, then, and you get Torrent, and you can try all that. But really, again, just you know, the whole point is, if you move on too quick, you're gonna die. You know, that's the level scaling. So why is that somehow a big surprise if you're in Erdtree? It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. Like, the whole point is that this is the, you know, you're separated from that. This is like sort of starting over again. You're not. Yes, you still are your level, but it's different. It's separate, and so it's sort of like starting over again. And it should feel like that, in my opinion. It does. You know, there's you know, you're seasoned at the game, so you know how to take these enemies out. But then you're still gonna get one hit by the guy that takes a couple of hits. Yeah, that's exactly how the game is. That's how the whole game is. So, there's nothing wrong with the scaling in Erdtree, in my opinion. And yeah, there's difficult bosses. But then you guys saw me. Didn't I just like randomly beat a boss on the stream? Was that Erdtree? I think it was, right? I just, like, I didn't even try it. You know, like, I just randomly beat a boss on stream. I was like, whoa, that was cool. So, you know, and then there was another boss that was like just really difficult. So then, you know, there's that too. It's just how that's how the whole game works. It's not just Erdtree, that's Elden Ring, man. So usually what I've discovered about stuff like that is that the really hard ones, there's some sort of trick where you can use poison, bleed, scarlet rot sort of stuff, to do damage every time as you're also attacking that boss. I'll admit that's the stuff I really haven't spent a lot of time doing, and I actually do have quite a bit of it. I went around and even bought some. So I should be doing this, and I should be looking into how to do a bit more of it. Yeah, I mean, you guys know from watching the streams, I'm an astrologer. That's what I ran. I obviously have some ideas on what I'm going to run next. But I also really like the astrologer too. So, like, I don't know, there's some things, there's gonna be things I think about each class that I'm not gonna, but that's how the game is supposed to operate. It's supposed to feel that way. I think that's called balance, right? That's called difficulty. You have something good when the player, there's really not much to it, but the player does have to, sort of kind of, like I said, with certain bosses, with certain classes, you're going to have an easy time, and other classes you're going to have a hard time. So that's called balancing the classes properly. So we'll see as I experience the game a bit more, but this is exactly what I loved about the Fallout series. Truthfully, I know it seems strange to kind of relate the two, but they're actually similar in a lot of ways. They really are. The Elden Ring is similar to Fallout in a lot of ways. The map style is actually similar. It's completely open. There's nothing really technically restricted by, really. I mean, there's times where you can't go certain places because you're not ready for it, but that's both games. A lot of what I'm talking about that relates to both games is the RPG aspect of the class specking, like what you can actually do with different talents, like dexterity with casting, and same thing with Fallout, where you have other little traits and stuff here and there that if you know to level those in which game, you're gonna be pretty broken pretty quick if you know what you're doing. Like in 3, everybody knows what I'm talking about. Anybody that plays 3 knows what I'm talking about. There's always that one. I know New Vegas has its certain ones too, but like there's always just those, that one that specifically too that everybody talks about, usually from each game. And it's the same. It's the same with Elden Ring. There's usually just that one extra sort of talent. We've talked about that before, for each class and stuff like that. That is one of those things that if you use your brain a little bit, it's like, yeah, you know what? That is the sort of thing where like it makes a lot. In real life, thinking if this was real life circumstances, yeah, you would need to be dexterous to do certain things with spells and stuff like that. Like that makes sense. Versus, like it's just kind of accepted that the character went through that training or whatever already, and a lot of stuff that you already play and stuff like that. But no, I mean this doesn't assume that, and so it truly does think of a lot of different out of the box things that are pretty cool like that. So, like, that was another cool thing about a lot of other RPGs that I played too, was Elden Ring. Just like with Elden Ring, I don't want to play the game to sit there and play through the game. That's not what I want to do. Alright, so like take for example, one of my most, I probably one of the most fun times I had playing games was back when I used to play GoldenEye. I had this friend that I played GoldenEye with just all the time. We were as good, both of us were as good as each other. We played it on the original Nintendo 64, and that was some of the most fun times that I had playing video games. There was nothing. Nobody thought the graphics were good or anything like that. Like, not really. I mean, it was okay, but like, you know, nobody thought that. It was just fun. That's what you can do with an open world game properly, where you don't restrict what the person does and have too many things that they can't do, where they feel like they can still play the game and get proper progression and proper pacing, but they're not restricted. And even though, like, there's so many times where I hit a brick wall and I have no clue what to do, and I do need to look something up, and just found out I need to talk to somebody or something like that. I actually did so much stuff that I needed to do. It's just that I needed to go back to like the round table and talk to somebody or something, like, oh, okay, you know, like something stupid and small like that. Hey, that's nothing, you know what I mean? Like, no harm, no foul. Like, that's pretty minor. With other games, it's like, well, alright, you skipped this, so you gotta go back here now, and you gotta find this one spot and climb down. You know, like, alright, so imagine doing that in, like, certain games where, you know, like, for example, traversing the entire map requires you going through puzzles. You can't play the game, you can't go through the map, you have to do a puzzle, and now you have to come back through, and in order to play the game again, you have to do this puzzle again. God, I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play that game. I've already done that. You know, I'm past it. Can't do it. Why do I have to do it again? So, anyway, the point is, it really reminds me of the time I spent, you know, playing Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII. What I really loved about some of these RPGs that I grew up playing, Fallout 3, when that, you know, like, I grew up playing the first Fallout games, but when they became first person and it was this expanding map, you know, just stuff like that, you know, where, GTA 3 as well, you know, where it was a top-down game and it became just an open-world map. You have a character. It's just, you know, this is, in my opinion, what Elden Ring did and they brought to the table that nobody else is doing anymore, where everybody flocks here, and you shouldn't wonder why. You really shouldn't, because time and time again they've done it right. And now Elden Ring is just, you know, From Software is just stepping in, sort of being the underdog, where they've just been kind of slowly working towards the most epic game they've ever put out. You know, slowly working towards their gem, their crown. You know, and so they didn't expect much. Each game came out, you know, not expecting much. It was just a game. It was just a game, and they improved each time. Each time they improved. You don't know. No, Dark Souls 2 isn't worse than... No, each one's better than the next. Period. End of discussion. That's, truthfully, if you want the honest opinion, everybody has their favorite... No, the honest, truthful take, unbiased take, 1 is the most lacking of the games, but it's still a good game. 2 is a little bit better. It's not for everybody. 3 is the best one. Elden Ring is like their crowning achievement, the one that pays nods to other games, yada yada yada. It's the game, you know. Even using the reference ring, you know, the one ring, you know. So, like, anyway, the point is, they didn't have this big ego about themselves. They didn't have an expectation. They just made a game. and did what they always did before, except expanded on it. That's it. And mastered it. They mastered the concept. Now they know how to make really good freaking games. And that's all you have to do. You have to not have expectations, expand and listen to your audience, but then also remember what was brought to the table. And every single time something was successful, it was because, if you want an RPG, I should say, you want freedom in the game. Even if you don't consider it an open world map, like we all want an open world map, but even if you don't consider an open world map, you want freedoms in the game. For example, some of these other games that do it right, I haven't played it yet, but I've seen lots of little clips of this game Metaphor that came out, and you know, like some of these other games too that were a lot like Final Fantasy, but not Final Fantasy, you know, like Tales and stuff like that. You know, like where it's not necessarily an open world every time, but you have big areas and you have side things that you can do in each area. It doesn't feel like you're just going here, then to here, then to here, then to here, and then we go here, and then we go here. Oh, now we're here. Oh, okay, cool. Now we're here. Like, I love Halo, but this was Halo's problem. Halo didn't do enough to expand on what a first-person shooter was, like Destiny, like Bungie wanted to. Bungie had such a good idea with Destiny and Destiny 2, and they wanted to take, in my opinion, Halo to the next level, and I think that maybe Microsoft didn't. They wanted to just keep putting out the same type of stuff. I'm not calling it bad. I love Halo. But this is all a lot of us are saying with that. Like, we've seen it before, we've seen it a million times. I even go back and play Halo once in a while, and yeah, it's fun for a couple hours, but man, I played that every Thanksgiving, hours. I played that, aside from that, I played that, like, so much. You know, like, this is a game I've been playing for so freaking many years. So it would have been nice to see something a bit different, like quite a bit different. Now, I think we got really close with Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite, the multiplayer ended up being pretty cool. But I'm not talking about multiplayer, and I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like obviously big open multiplayer and shooter maps are always gonna be fun. Like that's always fun. Like a lot of that is just, hey, again, big open map, surprise, surprise, and balancing guns properly. That's all that is. It's just like if somebody has a broken gun, that's no fun. Everybody's gonna leave all the time. So we obviously know why people don't flock to the games anymore, where there's like a million microtransactions and everything's based on a freaking battle pass and stuff like that. We know why they start doing, okay, it's another free-to-play battle royale, great. So does it have a battle pass? Okay, probably won't play it then. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm just really sick and tired of it. How many of those are there? So, you know, from Software and some of these other companies to still do their genre properly, when all these other companies can't, and it can be done. It can be done. It can be done. ID Software just did it with Doom: The Dark Ages. Phenomenal freaking game. Phenomenal game. Phenomenal game. What's wrong with it? Phenomenal. Grinning ear to ear the whole time playing it. This is a phenomenal game. A lot of what Elden Ring brings to the table for some of us that like RPGs isn't the fact that it's difficult. Yes, that can be frustrating. And I think that's part of the reward process of the game too, of how good it is at doing that. But part of part of what Elden Ring manages to capture is what Zelda was managed to capture with Wind Waker, with Breath of the Wild, with you know, just all these games that they came out with over the years that people fell in love with. You know, this wonder where you're exploring the map. And then, oh, wow, there's something awesome now I just found. And it's another awesome looking sword. Oh, it's not even for my class, it's for this other class now. That's freaking cool. Now I want to try this whole other class. You know, and like there's just all this other stuff that you start discovering. And then maybe you discover some more stuff for your class and you find some goodies along the way. But like the whole point is wonder and discovery. Like that was some of the magic that Hogwarts Legacy brought to the table too, was they understood the assignment. They understood what a proper open world map looks like in a world full of magic. You're gonna have secrets, you're gonna have stuff that's hidden behind secret walls and there's like things that you can only open with certain spells, certain types of spells, certain types of magic, like just exactly, you know, exactly, yes. That's exactly what it needed. And then the map is huge. It's absolutely huge. It's not like you just sort of fly to the edges of Hogwarts and like hit a wall. No, you hit some walls so that you don't fly into the mountains and stuff like that. I think like it's just how the map works. But like they're really, yeah, like there's some invisible walls, I'll admit that. But like the map is enormous. Like trust me, like you just fly. It's because they don't allow flying in Hogsmeade, so you have to fly around it. That's where a lot of the invisible walls are. So, but that's just such a huge map. And it's cool that it even has the broom riding and stuff like that. Anyway, I digress on Hogwarts. You know, the point is other games have done it, plenty of other games have done it, and it's not that hard to do, it's just, it takes a little wonder, it takes a little mystery, it takes a little, I hope this is worth it. You know, it takes a little of that. It takes a little of, well, if it's a story-driven game, when I get to the end of this, do I feel like there's a really cool shock and awe moment in the story where something really dramatic changes about my character or something like that, that's like a really cool power-up or a really cool thing that I can now do, or something like that only came about because of certain options you chose in the story. And then maybe change those. Maybe like, you know, like for example, like this next GTA that's coming out, like if you really want to shock and awe people, that's what you got. Like, say nothing. Say nothing about it. And then Saints Row that shit. I'm serious. Like, say nothing about it, and then Saints Row it, and everybody will freak. Because all you gotta do is give people, like, some sort of cool mod that they didn't have, but they can only get if they choose these options throughout the game, and it's not so easy. And that's the really cool thing. And then the easier one is still something cool, maybe like unlimited ammo or something like that. You know, like they did for Metal Gear Solid. That shit made me play the game over and over and over. That's called reward. That's called how you make a fun game. And make me want to play it. Freaking love Metal Gear, man. Like that's the point. There's always like some cool room you discover while sneaking around trying to get away from a guard, and then you duck in a room and you're like, oh, what the heck is this? This is cool. There's a whole room here? Oh my god, I just found a freaking... Wait a minute. This is a rocket? And it has remote control abilities? No way. How cool was that when you found that? How cool was that when you found that? Tell me, how cool was that when you found that for the first time? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just like when you got the bandana for the first time after beating the game, and you're like, I now have unlimited ammo? Are you kidding? That makes everything so much easier. I can just power through the game and have some fun with it. Yup. Exactly. New Game Plus. But do it right. Fallen Order understood the assignment too. Fallen Order understood the assignment. You know, like, you definitively had abilities that you didn't have. There's other games that do it, but I'm just saying, like, that's all you gotta do, man. It's not hard. Just be creative, and don't let that crap leak out. Because the moment it leaks out, all the wonder and hope is gone. You know, that's partially why Elden Ring does so well, the cryptic story and stuff like that. Nobody knows what the heck is going on. Nobody can really talk about it. And it's not easily written for them in crayon, so they have to, like, look it up. Yeah, exactly. So that's the point. Like, it's just like what the Russos did with the Avengers and stuff. That this is why that stuff was more accepted. Now, granted, some stuff that Marvel put out recently, let's be honest, was a bit subpar, but only some of it. Only some of it. Honestly, very few. You know, there's a lot of good stuff that came out recently, and you know, that's exactly what they did, where the Russos took charge and they knew what the assignment was, and knew that, you know, even down to the point that, like, if you remember, like, the actors didn't know, they would say that, I don't know, you know, they just wouldn't answer questions and stuff. And then even to up until right before the movie was coming out, if you remember, they revealed that, like, a lot of the footage, and if you go watch it now, you can really tell. Like, there's the footage in that they released for the trailers, half of it was fake. Like just made up scenes that weren't really in the movie and stuff like that to get people amped for the movie. A lot of it was more just, you know, like, using the characters that people knew would be in the movie and showing them on the screen, showing the effects, and yeah, like, this is kind of what the scene will look like, but we're not going to show you what it's going to look like, you know. I liked that. That was really cool. I thought it was really clever. And, you know, the whole point is, it's not to fool you. It's to get you to watch the movie and for the scene not to be spoiled. You know, what was it? Was it Pink Panther when that first came out? I don't remember which movie it was. I feel like it was that one. I feel like it was a Steve Martin movie. But, like, there was a movie a while back where instead of a trailer, they had the guy come out and sort of be his character. He just walked out on the screen. He sort of just, like, started, like, acting like his character. It was some of the funniest stuff. I just really wanted to watch the movie because the character was just so funny, and the movie was about him too. You know, like, that was the whole point of the movie, obviously. So yeah, like, that would make sense if it was that, but I don't notice it was necessarily that. But yeah, anyway, I was just saying, you know, like, that's another, like, sort of kind of really smart, funny idea that works really well, you know. But that's all I'm saying is, like, with games, don't sit there and give everybody what's gonna, you know, like, everything. You know, don't tell everybody what's gonna happen. Don't give away some of your best stuff, because then, you know, there's expectations. That's it. There's expectations. No, I mean, great if you have. Geez, if you have Idris Elba or something like that. I mean, alright, guy's an amazing actor. So I mean, like, all right, you can tell people that he's going to be in it, but you know what I mean. Like, don't show what he looks like. You know, like, or something like that. Like, I thought that was some of the smartest stuff. Like, so like, remember when Cyberpunk revealed that Keanu was going to be in Cyberpunk, and the internet just lost it. Everybody lost it. I lost it. That was like amazing. That was some of the best news ever. Yeah. So that's expectation. Like that game better be absolutely perfect. You know what I mean? Now, I don't fault them at all for doing it that way, because then Keanu came out and had that amazing moment with fans and stuff like that, and got to introduce it and everything. That was amazing. So I don't fault them at all. I'm just saying, in the future, you know, I'm just saying, like with different people in the future, maybe not show the character, maybe like sort of kind of leave that as a mystery or something like that. And you know, like, I just feel like there needs to be a lot more mystery than expectation, you know, because then the action figures come out prior to the thing, and then people complain or yada yada yada, you know, like this and that. And you remember how it was with Transformers? Like, how many times did like the movie come out, and then they released a new line of Transformers, and people were like, these don't look anything like that. You realize how many lines of Transformers they release because of the popularity of the movie now? Like, people are just buying Transformers again. Like, that's just a line of Transformers. You're not getting from necessarily what's in the movie. Like, so, you know, it just becomes a problem with branding and then expectation and stuff like that. So I think a smart way to do it, again, is just like overall, just less expectation, you know, makes for a more enjoyable experience. You know, people can't sit there and talk about it forever and nitpick and know exactly what's going to happen. You know, who thought, like, seriously, like, that was the whole point, was Infinity War, nobody knew what was going to happen. And that was so... The epic doesn't even do it justice. Like, just, it was so many different words. You know, you actually felt something as an audience. You really did, like everybody did. You actually felt something. It'd be so hard to do that again. And, I don't know, I feel like they could with Doomsday, but I just, the whole point is that all of that is based on that, based on the fact that nobody had an expectation, nobody knew what was going to happen, nobody knew that Thor was still alive, nobody knew that, you know, nobody knew that he was going to almost get him, and then he was going to snap his fingers. Like, holy what the F, you know, like just the most crazy thing that could happen just happens. Like, yeah, you had your suspicions. Obviously, you know how things went in the comic. You know how, like, you had your suspicions about certain things, but like, just for it to go down the way it did, it was really awesome and epic, and at the same time, again, you know, heartbreaking. You felt that, you know, when like everybody started dusting, you know, like, you know, and like the whole scene with Tony and Peter and Doctor Strange and all that, and that was just that was wow. And then, like, so, like, the whole point was to set that tone, and then coming back from that, actually having another, you know, like Endgame, coming back from that, setting the tone for these guys to actually somehow fix this, you know. That's just, it's some epic writing, it's some epic storytelling, it's how you do something without expectation. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Anything could happen with that. You know, they could take that so many different ways, and then And then they nail it too. Like they just absolutely nail it. Like they just freaking nail it. Like I love that. My only thing was that somebody, yeah, like the gamma and stuff like that, like actually using the stones again to do that snap. So then like using Hulk, that's genius, but then also at the same time using somebody smart so that the Mind Stone, like just everything in there doesn't absolutely corrupt the person. Like they can think through it, you know, they can get those few seconds they need to not be corrupted by the power of that gauntlet and snap those fingers and get it the heck off, you know, that sort of thing, you know. Like I just, yeah, that's exactly right. Like you wouldn't want, nobody else would have really, at least from that crew anyway, you know, would have really fit as well, I think. So I liked that, and you know, just like right as it happens, Thanos shows up right then. So like immediately the pacing just puts you in the middle of this battle, so you're not even thinking about that snap. So that way that moment that you get at the end is so unique and so profound. Like you're maybe you're waiting for it, but nah, there's too much that happened. There was too much that happened. You know, like literally. Cap lifted freaking Thor's hammer. That blew you away. Thor almost died. Cap's wielding all of Thor's power. Like all this stuff's happening. And then like, you know, like yeah, like then more of Thanos' army shows up, and it's pretty much just Cap. And it's pretty much that's who's got the energy left to continue. And then, you know, that's of course when they wait for the moment, you know, and so the timing, the pacing, you know, everything was perfect because the point was it was all dependent upon the fact that nobody said anything. Nobody revealed any secrets, nobody talked about that, because then it would all be gone, the magic would be gone, you would know. You would absolutely know. You would talk about it. You'd be like, "Oh, I know what happens. I know," and everybody would find out. And that's all there is to it. So that's how you do that with games. You use that concept that the Russos used with, you know, Avengers and all that, and you apply that to games. Why do we have like a constant 4 in here, but nobody's liked the stream? Why is there a constant 4? Could somebody go ahead and give us a like, since we're hanging out in the stream, man? Like just like exactly 4 this whole time, but not a single like even. Can we get a fix on that if we're at least hanging out and listening to the content? It would be appreciated if we could at least get a single one on there to help out, since we're gonna watch the stream. I know that YouTube makes it difficult. I gotta hide that like button. There we go. Yeah, that's actually what that is they broke it. So basically, the stalker that sits in here and breaks stuff for my streams and stuff, they broke this so that way it says 4 concurrents constantly, even though you guys know full well there's like, you know, there's like a couple in here. So I want to show you this. So this is what it says right here. It's completely broken, as you can see. And it literally just says 4. Completely broken. Completely broken. So that's your proof that, like, for X amount of time it's just gonna say whatever it says. And look, here's what it actually says. Here it is. 2. YouTube's just lying about the numbers. They're sitting here locking it at 4. Lying about the numbers. YouTube is trash. The trash streaming platform. Yeah, it still says 4. Like, it's just completely locked at that number. That the like thing is broken too. Oh yeah, no shit. Oh yeah, there's a stalker. We have a stalker on here. There's a stalker doxing my address, my street address all over his channel and stuff. Police are looking into it. But yeah, like this like you can see here at the top, like it's literally 2. And on my screen here it says 4. I already showed like a picture of that. I'm sure you're in here for that. It's just locked at 4, and the likes are locked too. Like it, I appreciate the other like. We got another like on here. Thank you. It's locked at 0 on my end, so that to make me think that nobody liked the stream, even though you guys did. So this is like, to the people that like may have thought that, like, you know, at various times I was being a certain way or something, maybe you liked the stream or something, and then I said nobody liked it or something. Like, this is why it may seem like that at times, you know, like this person just sits here and really harasses this channel and causes a problem for my trending. So, you know, like I said, because he's been stalking my family, my whole family basically, and stuff like that all over his YouTube page, and I've been reporting it to YouTube for months and months and months. They haven't removed the guy, even though there's all these emails and stuff going back and forth showing all the, you know, the times he came in chat and doxed my address, pretending to be a family member and stuff. Like, the guy's just psychotic. But that's who's doing it. Like, basically anytime I have these issues that should never happen, it's very clear that it's you know, because he just created a data mining central on his YouTube channel, basically. Oh, 365, that's awesome. Look, we got 365. Wow, he has pretty skies here where he is too. What the fuck?
And we was the one breaking it? Okay, so now let me inform you of what just happened. Your officers just violated the civil rights of people who was actually following both traffic and constitutional rights that they had. They were not. Okay, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? How do you impede traffic from the middle? How do you I'm asking you, how do you impede traffic from the middle? Former police officer, get your shit right, because you definitely dumb as fuck.
Oh,
jeez. Just give me a speed. When did the protest get violent? It was never violent. They made it violent.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. We got some police activity at a protest.
Listen to me. The vehicles that they impounded today was that of John Groffs. And the other vehicle that they impounded today was that of Beverly Biggs. Two people who are clearly going against the mayor. I just heard them ask where mine was. Dumb bitches, you won't find out. I'm smarter than you. Thank you. And now, these is the goon squad that did the acts today. You targeted them. You all are a disgrace to the badge and you shouldn't have that shit. As a matter of fact, count down the day. Because I look forward to the community knowing who the fuck you are. Hey, when Neely gets unelected, I hope all y'all dumbasses get fired. And by the way, I will be here. I will be here. Raheem. Rock. Y'all it back up. Now,
What is this?
Sue the heck out there. Sue the heck out there. They even broke Grandpa out of retirement. This is Sheldon Neely, ladies and gentlemen. They want to present to y'all some political politics to make y'all think that everything in this city is good and there's upper mobility.
So I don't know what's happening, but apparently this guy is saying they impounded a couple vehicles. There's a peaceful protest. I don't know, like, alright, so, like, where did you park? Your vehicles illegally parked? Okay, then don't try to do a protest while you illegally park. Like, they're gonna do that. Like, I don't know, like, you know, like, just don't give them a reason, that's all. That's all I'm saying. But at the same time, yeah, like, I get what he's saying, like, you do have a right to peacefully protest, and I don't think that they're doing anything to prevent them from doing that. I think this guy looks like he's kind of parked on the sidewalk. He looks like he's just, like, parked sort of, like, on the side of the road here, almost. So, I don't necessarily agree that... You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree that guy's in the right, that he should be allowed to just park, like, on the frickin' road. Like, you can't park on the... Go park somewhere else, then go walk over for your protest. That's what I'm saying.
It's three lawyers. It's three lawyers over here. They don't even know. Three old lawyers in this crowd. Yeah, I just got here.
I really just don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what's happening
I wanted
at all.
to say thank you very much, Mr. Jedediah, for coming to the city. We definitely need your voice. Thank you very much.
So I guess they're towing this car?
What's this Nazi helping steal? Qualified immunity?
Oh, this is in Flint. Oh, here we go. This is in Flint.
Created by Flint police.
Oh boy.
This is a black mayor. Thank you. I don't know who that guy is, but he's the best damn cop out here. He from the state police. This is a state police officer, y'all. Respectful, communicative.
Okay.
He gave lawful orders. He
There you
didn't
go.
violate nobody, and that's.
There you go.
Hey,
So
get
all
that
right,
man up out of that
there's
truck,
a good
man. What are they
interaction
doing?
there. And the cop did smile and laugh. The cop did acknowledge what he said. The cop did laugh and smile, acknowledgement. So I think possibly we do have something very strange going on here.
Same thing they did to me. Took my car.
They gonna fuck up his transmission because they won't give the tow truck man his keys to put it in neutral.
Hey! We want to give you the keys, bro. We want to give you the keys. We want to give you the keys. Hey! They doing it on purpose now. He doing it on purpose now. Look, he doing it on purpose. Hey, dumbass! We trying to give you the keys.
They got the keys. The police won't
Give them the fucking keys.
Wow. So I guess they're trying to mess up. They're trying to mess up the car now just because they can't. They're not getting the keys to put it in neutral. Wow. Audit the audit needs to cover that. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, here we go. Here's our mouse clicking scammer. Here we go. Oh man. Just endlessly clicking his mouse. It's just, oh my god. What is this shit? Alright, you know what? You know what? I'm so done. Oh, I'm so done looking at that.
Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.